discretion is advised.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of the New to Wrestling podcast. This week, we watched the 1998 edition of No Way Out, and the match card is as follows. In our opening contest, we have the Headbangers taking on the combo of Goldust and Mero. Taka Michinoku puts on the light heavyweight championship on the line against Pantera. The Godwins take on the Quebecers in a grudge match. Bradshaw takes on Jarrett for the NWA North American Heavyweight Championship. In a 5-on-5 match, Ken Shamrock, Ahmed Johnson, and the Disciples of the Apocalypse take on the Nation of the Apocalypse. No, the Nation of Domination. Wow, I'm getting confused.
It was a crazy pay-per-view.
Right. And then Kane takes on Vader. And then in our main event, we have a 4-on-4 non-sanctioned fight between Steve Austin, Owen Hart, Cactus Jack, and Chainsaw Charlie against Triple H, Savio Vega, who is filling in for Shawn Michaels, and the New Age Outlaws. All right, guys. Hello, hello, hello. If you are new here, you are in luck. That is Kelsey. She is also new here. If you are not so new, hello, I am Xavier. I'm here to help you out.
Thank God.
Thank God. All right,
Thank
guys.
God.
So let's get into this one. We are on the road to WrestleMania 14. Really conspicuous by his absence, considering he is in all of the promotional everything for it, is Shawn Michaels, who as we know, in hindsight, broke his back at the Royal Rumble.
Y'all.
But has not really had a match or anything since. So during I guess storyline purposes, Shawn Michaels injured himself training at some point earlier in the week, and
Right.
therefore is not available for this pay-per-view. So at the top of this pay-per-view, we are left with the big question: who is going to be the man filling in? And when I tell you, it's fine, it's fun, but it's not worth all the hubbub.
Girl, okay, thank you. And do I love this person for who they are? Sure.
I love Savio, sure.
Yeah, spoiler alert, it's Savio Vega.
I know, sit in the
Oh,
car.
did you? I'm sorry, I got distracted. Yeah, I love Savio Vega a lot, but when they said it's Savio Vega, I was like, this must be like he gets injured immediately and China jumps in. Like, I legitimately thought China was going to be the fourth quote unquote man, especially when Triple H does his little like pre-match promo thing, and he says it's going to be 3 men versus 4 men, and I was like, the way that he specified men,
right,
I was like, it has to be China,
right,
and I was a little disappointed it was not.
No, but we'll get there. So at the top of the pay-per-view, we are treated to what I'm going to say is an upgrade in the video package. They spent a little money. They were like, they got that big budget voiceover guy. It felt like, like from the 90s.
Yes, the
like,
man.
The In a World, that guy. But yeah, he was popping off, essentially giving us the lay of the land of the WWF at this time, because really everybody kind of got their piece in this like video package.
Yeah, it's so true.
And basically the question of the story that the video package is trying to answer is, how do superstars like set them apart? Set themselves apart, and like they're talking about like mortgaging their youth, and you're like,
mortgaging their it's like break their bodies and mortgage their youth. And I was like, I did that and I wasn't even a wrestler.
No,
but
100%. I'm
don't
just
we
watching,
all?
right?
Honey,
I
it's
think
not
that's just your
living.
20s.
It's not living if you haven't mortgaged your youth. Am I right? Am I right?
Am I right? So let's get into the first match, shall we? It is going to be Mark Mero and Goldust to have formed a kind of unlikely alliance.
It's very strange.
Over the last couple of weeks, taking on the specialists in the tag team division, I guess in this match in particular, the Headbangers, because they tag team all of the time.
Yes.
Of course, Mark Mero is accompanied by Sable. And it is very, very apparent that all of the boos are for Mark Mero and all of the cheers are for Sable.
And
No complaints out of me. I'm just saying that's where we're at.
mm,
So then that is followed up by Goldust, who I guess has settled on a persona that he's going to pursue for the next little while in Maryland Dust,
I
which
hate
is,
it.
yeah, Marilyn Manson.
What did I say? What did I say last time? It was like Marilyn Manson put through the wash, like
No,
Timu drag.
right. It's really not good.
Really heinous. And I, of all the iterations, we had that cute little moment where he was dressing up as the wrestler he was facing.
I
But
love that.
let's go back to
I
that.
think
That was
that's a
fierce
far more interesting mind game than whatever just being, just dressing up as Marilyn Manson. I
and
don't
poorly.
right. Right.
I don't like it. I miss
So
Vader drag. I miss
Triple H drag,
Triple
like
H
bring it back.
drag. Bring it back. But I
Because to
am a
me
girl.
that's a psychological tool. Like I can use that.
Yes, you're so right.
But here we are. Of course, Miro in his jealousy kicks out Sable. Why? I don't know. The man can't handle any pull of the focus away from him. Not that he's doing anything to really elicit that much focus. So
Well, yeah. I mean, he's really kind of in his flop era, as JR loves to point out.
loves to plot.
Lives to point out what a flop Mark Mero is.
No, 100%. It's just like relax there. It's like, is he flopping on you? Like, did you do this?
Are you personally affected by the flop?
Right.
Like, call this number if you've been personally victimized by Mark Mero's flop era.
I know. Oh my God, that's brutal. Oh my God.
Not the lawyer number for like your flop era.
Sable, like just like breaking phones, trying to
Break
dial.
literally she has like six lined up and she just like and
Absolutely. She's
period.
plugged into the matrix. My next note just says, okay, Masha's arms. That was probably more for me, but whatever, it's out loud
Mm-hmm.
now. Um, Miro's hitting us with that classic Mark Miro boxing. That's kind of like his bread and butter. I love that that Sable does not have to be present for the Sable chance to erupt. I
Yeah.
love it. I
And
think
that's
it
my friend.
and that's how you know she's over.
And that oh
Fantastic.
girl, and that's my friend Miss Sable. And the makeup has really, especially on Sable's, been just eating
Oh,
recently.
she
Like
looks
she like kind
amazing.
of figured out, I don't know if it's her or someone's doing her makeup now, but they figured out like exactly what she needs, and she
And
looks
they're giving it to her.
gorgeous. And it's not overdone. Like
No,
it's
the
just,
beat is beating. It's
oh
great.
my God, it's beating me up. It's beautiful.
Thrasher ends up busted open after taking a headshot into the steel ring steps on the outside. And that is almost immediately followed up by um a Chumbawamba reference from Jerry the King Lawler. And I was just like, what is happening? What are you saying right now? And then he started singing it, and I was like, oh, I
Oh.
get it. I get it.
Yeah,
I get
and it's
it.
the song you're all thinking. The
Yeah.
only Wamba song I think anybody knows.
Yeah,
Are
the
there others?
I
I'm
don't know.
unsure.
I know it's the I get knocked down one. You get it.
I was gonna say I am loath to sing it because it will be stuck in your head for the next 4 days. That is as it is already
100
in mine, but
right,
we have to
100%. And
do
I'll
our due
spare you.
diligence.
Right. Listen, if I had to hear it, you had to hear it. So
Yeah, we're all in this together, fam.
absolutely. Miro, of course, with the distraction by Goldust, ends up choking Thrasher with his tape.
Like wrist tape, whatever.
Yeah,
Ew.
gross.
I know it's dirty and I know it smells and I know it's probably damp.
For sure. All of the above.
Ew.
Thrasher is getting isolated for the better part of the match until he hits a DDT and gets the hot tag on Mosh. Fantastic stuff. They both hit a flapjack to Goldust. Luna's a psycho, just throwing that out there. On the
Mm.
outside.
Yeah, wait, can I mention that Jerry was like, who even cares about Sable? Like, let's get a Luna chant going, like Luna, Luna. And Jared goes,
Oh,
"Oh yeah, you'll get that one started on Tuesday afternoon."
I was like,
And
that's
I just
brutal.
love like a wholesome little like read like
A
that.
little dig.
Like no cursing, just like, oh yeah, you'll get that one 6 weeks from Sunday. Like
Right.
I love something like that. Like, yeah, that'll start Tuesday afternoon.
Yeah,
Like,
sure.
okay,
What does that
thank
mean?
you.
I don't know.
Like, is that like the time like least watched television happens? Like, there's prime time and then there has to be the dead zone. Maybe Tuesday afternoon's the dead zone. Who knows? Maybe
Sleep.
JR knows something we don't.
Beats me. Mero hits Mosh with his finisher, the TKO, and Sable comes out because she's just had enough. And I love this. She is fed up with Luna, and the girlies want to
Let the
fight.
girls fight.
It
I've
was
always said that.
It's fantastic. She's
Let the
like getting
girls
all
fight.
up in there. Miro goes on the outside. Like while all of this hubbub is happening, the headbangers in their infinite wisdom decide to pull a sister and swap spots. So it's just instead of Mosh, who received the TKO in the ring, it is Thrasher who's had time to just kind of hang out for a bit.
Recover.
So once they realize, hey, there's a match going on, Miro goes back into the ring only to get inside cradled and the headbangers pick up the victory. But honestly, the story of it all is Sable and Luna like almost coming to blows. And
Mm-hmm.
then it's Sable getting in Mark Miro's face, finally giving him the sauce because I don't know what took her so damn long.
I swear to
This
God.
man out here just degrading,
We've
humiliating.
experienced whole holidays since this has begun. Like, we went
Crazy.
through Christmas
Right.
with,
Woman trapped,
oh
if
my
I've ever
God,
seen one. Damn.
I swear, free my dog. But girl, you got to free yourself. And thank God this happened finally. I'm sick of it.
Oh yeah, so they're getting into it, the da 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 da, the da 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 da. They're like, they're
Chirp,
really
chirp, chirp, chirp,
right.
chirping.
It's really, and then Sable goes full on domestic, and she pushes Mark Miro down, not once but twice. I love it. I love it.
Love to
She said,
see it.
and then you can hear from the camera. She's like, "You leave me the hell alone." Oh, I love it. I love when the camera mic picks up that good.
Yeah,
I'm
because
living for that.
normally you just see that,
Right.
like, whatever
And I
it is.
love that too, don't get me
Me
wrong.
too. Me too. Because I love just the
The visual. And
ambiguous
I love to
bark.
ad lib, don't get me wrong.
I love to ad lib. But I love to read the body language and like
Mm,
interpret what they could be fussing and fighting about. But also, when you get the bark on Mike, get the hell away from me. Woo!
love to
I
see it.
felt it. I felt
That's
it in my spirit. It
fantastic.
was so beautiful. Thank God. Let the girls
100%.
fight. Oh, because also apparently Luna and Sable have beef from last week's Raw, but guess who didn't see it? Because Miss
Yeah,
Netfleek
right.
wants to play games.
Wants
And
to
if you
net
want
flop
you want to
is
talk
as far as I'm concerned.
thank you, Netflop. And if you want to talk about the girls fight, let the girls fight. Hit my line, Netflix.
No,
You want
100%.
to talk about the girls fighting?
Let's
Hit my
go.
line.
Let's go.
I'm
Because it's
tired of
about to be
it.
on site. Thank
I'm
you.
tired of it because you don't think I wanted to see that. You
It's
don't think
on
I wanted to
site
see.
because it's not on site. Thank you.
And thank you. And thank you. And thank you.
And then go.
And thank you.
Next, we are treated to a little backstage interview with Owen, and basically he's like, "Hey, like you're on a team with Stone Cold, like y'all good?" And he's like, basically he says, "Out of my way, I say out of his way. Don't worry about it." And then he's like, but me and Triple H, we got a problem." And he's like, "I'm gonna bust your legs," and that's basically the promo. And I
I'm gonna
wish there
bust
was
your
more,
legs.
but like that was it.
And who was interviewing him? What's his name? Michael Cole. And he
Yeah.
was like, And that is the Intercontinental or the European title championship holder. Thank
Right.
you.
Thank you.
I'm
Just
gonna
like
bust
that,
your
but
legs. Okay, Owen.
period. I'm
The
gonna
Black
bust your
Heart.
legs. I'm gonna bust your legs. Anyway,
Oh my
uh,
God.
so next is going to be the light heavyweight championship match. But first, we need our special guest ring announcer, and of course, none other than Sunny is up for the
Out there to
job
earn
this
her check,
evening. 100%. She's out here to earn her keep, sing for
earn
her
her
supper.
living. Hmm.
And she comes out in just a fabulous like little green bodysuit. She
It
or
was
a pink
pink.
pink bodysuit. She looked amazing.
She looked incredible. She's just got that body, yaddy, yaddy. Like, it was like a bell bottom, like fluttery kind of,
Hmm.
but then tight and like, uh,
With
oh
the
my God,
cutouts.
laced up. Hello. I like completely forgot the word. Laced up in the front with the
Mhm.
halter top and just like pink, like just pink. I love it.
Right. It was
Love to see it.
yeah. I especially because I feel like we haven't seen her for a while. Because
The
last time
last time,
we had a special guest ring announcer was the Honky Tonk Man, and
which
it's
was
like, hey,
disgusting.
like I'd
Hey,
rather not.
no. Hey, no thanks.
Yeah.
Hey,
Hey, stop that.
hey, no. No, Red Heart.
We don't do that
No, Red
here.
Heart. Thank you. Well, the last time we saw her was when she was apoplectic when Chainsaw Charlie and Man or Cactus Jack went over in the dumpster, and she
Oh
was
yes.
giving an
Yeah.
Emmy-winning performance that I can
Mm.
only deem as not a performance because I
Right.
we already discussed it, you guys know.
Mhm.
But I feel like that's the last time we've seen her.
Yeah, really. So welcome back, I guess. And so she's ring announcing for this one. It's going to be Pantera taking on Taka Michinoku for the light heavyweight championship. This was great.
It was.
Taka earns himself a little kiss on the cheek from Sunny. I love when she leaves the little lipstick ring. I'm like, of course you did. Um,
And that's my
Brian
girl.
Christopher, of course, makes his way out to commentary because realistically, if we think about it, there are like two people in this division, and it's Taka Michinoku and Brian Christopher.
No, literally. Like, I'm not even sure Pantera is really in this division.
I know Pantera's fighting for the title, but like, is he though?
No,
Um,
swear, because I literally was like, Pantera is not winning this. Like, we all know this. Like,
no,
the
no.
clues in the context add up to
Yeah,
context clues.
right.
Like,
Absolutely. The one and the one is adding two.
and I'm not
Um,
good at math, and I still did it.
Bingo, a hop, skip, and a jump, and we landed on the answer. So, of course, this is the just the hyperfixation of the father-son duo that is Jerry and Brian Christopher. There is nothing like placing like just man and his seed right next to each other and like just being like, hey, we're not the same.
Oh, it just,
We're not the same.
oh my
We don't
God.
look anything alike. We don't
Meanwhile, they
sound the same.
look alike, laugh alike, talk alike, same idioms, same like gestures, gesticulations, same commentary, like the
Bonkers.
same. But I didn't
Bonkers.
know, I
Bonkers.
forgot Brian Christopher was in on the gig that he's like quote unquote not Jerry's son. I thought it was going to be fierce when Jerry was like, "Oh, it's you and your boy." And if Jerry went, "No, it's not." And then Brian
Brian
Christopher went,
Christopher is just
"What?"
like, no, literally.
Wait, Dad, what do you mean? Like,
That
I
would
thought
be
that would have been really funny too.
so
Like, if he was like,
funny.
"What are are you telling people you're not my dad?" Like that,
No,
I thought that would have been really
100%.
funny. But
Mm,
apparently, we're all in on the joke, I
sure.
guess. But
Yeah, this match was fun. Of course, it's like two high flyers, so it's going to be a flippity dippity kind of event.
and
Um,
it certainly was
Pantera hits a Hurricane Rana off of the top rope onto the floor, and
insane.
that was absolutely
I
bonkers.
literally said, I was like, I wish Pantera would get a better outfit because he's really good.
Oh,
I'm so
100%.
sorry.
No, 100%. I'm
Woo!
sorry. If you're gonna wear a mask, I don't need it also on your chest.
And those
Fun
leggings,
facts.
whatever. We don't need to talk about it for the sixth time, but he is so good. I just,
I can.
yeah.
I love JR on commentary during this match because he is just roasting Brian Christopher for being stupid, like just for being dumb the whole time. And I'm like, this is beautiful work, JR. Excellent
JR
journalism.
was on his P's and Q's tonight. He was so funny. Like
Mm,
however he was just being today. There was some extra little
yeah,
his like tolerance level for bullshit was at -4 and
100%.
he was ready to be verbal about
Right.
it.
He was resting at a like impatience level that I like to rest at, and I love it.
You don't recognize real. You're like, "Oh, and that's my kin.
No,
And
100%.
that's my friend."
Like there was a snippiness to it that I really admired and saw myself in. So, again, this is probably the most we've ever seen out of Pantera. He did great.
It was
Um,
so good. Very
but
good.
of course, we know where this is going. Taka hits the missile drop kick, follows it up with the Michinoku driver, picks up the victory.
Duh.
Taka is the winner. I love the like heavyweight belt. I'm obsessed with it. That like crunchy little red
The
leather.
red, so
So good.
fierce. Love it.
Uh, I love it. Of course, the Lawlers seem like they're going to do some chicanery. And before they can actually get on the same page to do any of it, Taka throws himself off the top rope, and it's like, you know what? Y'all took too long.
So good.
So good.
And we love to see it. Father, son get hit with the splash.
100%. And then we are hit with a backstage segment of Chainsaw Charlie and Cactus Jack hitting us from the wherever the hotline room,
The
the chat
AOL
room.
like chat room.
Like never would I picture two less computer literate people in my mind than these two,
Literally.
I think. Except for maybe Shawn Michaels because he literally does not know how to use a computer.
And he
Uh,
literally is like,
it's so funny every time. But basically, the gist of this promo in regards to the main event match is Cactus and Chainsaw are in it for revenge. They got thrown off of a stage in a dumpster a couple weeks ago, and they need their comeuppance. They want their pound of flesh, is basically the name of the game. And Chainsaw chimes in and he's like, we got great people on our team. And then he goes on to say the most middle-aged and crazy thing I've ever heard. And he goes, you could either meet hospital or graveyard. And you're just like, all
talking about
right.
his fists. Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, all right, all right.
All right.
Hop
Certainly.
on.
I was saying to Xavier when we were watching, I was like, what I love about Terry Funk is that he's so crazy. Like when he wrestles, he's just like a body being thrown as a projectile. He'll take 10 million hits, he'll be thrown in dumpsters and whatever. And then when he's in an interview, he's like, yeah, so we're gonna get out there and we're gonna just blah blah blah. Like
Mhm.
he's so normal sound. I was
Right.
like, he really saves all that crazy for the ring.
Right.
Like we're gonna get out there and the name of the game is revenge.
Right.
And if you would like to meet hospital and graveyard, like what he's saying is crazy, but the tone is, it's like even scarier because it's so like
Right.
normal.
Right. It's
Ooh, it's,
calculated. You're like, oh,
yes, I love him so bad.
insane.
Terry.
So next we have a grudge match between the Quebecers and the Godwins, who have been beefing over the last couple weeks, getting involved in each other's ish. Um, this one, I'm not gonna lie, we
You
got the case of the
guys,
sillies. We lost our minds.
I
I couldn't tell you one move from a list like a wrist lock to a power bomb. I know the final move of the entire match was a clothesline from Phineas, and that's how he wins. But other than this, we were just vibing through this
girl
one.
vibing. And when I tell you, however long this match was, we laughed the whole time about God only knows what. Like, what are my notes for this match? The Godwins music right now makes me feel like I'm at Mima's funeral.
That's absolutely accurate. Because literally they come out and and Kelsey goes, bring back the banjos. What is this?
Okay,
I'm
because
bored.
when we had Hillbilly Jim, and don't you dare think I forgot about Hillbilly Jim. I know it's been a minute
Absolutely
since I've
not.
aired my grievances about him. But when we had Hillbilly Jim, we had that turnt banjo music. When they would come out, and I was like, I'm ready to go to the sock hop. Like, I'm ready. I'm
Right.
ready to go to the dance at the barn. This music is like slow, oh, like violin is or fiddle
But
music.
it doesn't even sound like calling it music is generous. It sounds like fiddle's warming up.
Uh, oh my god, assault.
Like
But I was like, I feel like we're literally at Mima's funeral. And my God, if life was a game, she won. She had a beautiful
yeah, we're
family,
hitting her
and
with
we
the
all
21 fiddle salute out
where
here.
I
So, like I can't. It's
I know literally,
terrible.
and we're all at Aunt Jemmy's house, and I brought the ambrosia salad, and somebody brought a covered dish. Like everyone brought a covered dish. Like that's literally
Mm,
what it sounds like. It's so silly.
so
And
silly.
then Jerry said, you have to stand in line to hate Arkansas.
Which is crazy. Crazy
Like so
work.
many people hate Arkansas, you have to stand in line to
No,
wait
we're
your turn to hate it, which is a bold statement.
bold statement.
So that was then we also laughed about the fact that they brought up Bill Clinton and Jerry goes, Bill Clinton, I hate that guy. Where's Lee Harvey Oswald when his country needs him?
Which is crazy. Not calling for the assassination of the
You said
sitting president on national television.
literally you were like not invoking the name of Harvey Oswald on national television. Like he's the Babadook. But like
That's so funny.
but literally like
But kind of though.
national television, international television. It's
No,
a
literally,
pay-per-view.
you
They're
go,
paying money to hear Jerry talk about let's get together and assassinate Bill Clinton. Like,
whoa,
whoa.
girl.
He's saying let's assassinate the president
Pump
on
the brakes. That's
where
evil.
and
That is
he
evil work.
bring up Lee Harvey, get up here. You gotta do your job.
Not
Why don't you also call John Wilkes Booth at it? You two get together and formulate a plan.
no, 100%.
And,
Bonkers.
and then
Evil.
and then we couldn't stop giggling because we were watching the Quebecers and the Godwins fight, and Xavier goes, "Are they not the same people? Like, aren't they the same?" And
Oh,
then we
in particular, Henry Godwin and Pierre from
and
the
Pierre,
Quebec. Yeah.
but we were like, it's like they're both evil, but they're on like two different timelines, or like two different multiverses of evil. Like they're the same tag
100%.
team, but just like like
Right.
like
Yes.
in a twist. Like and then we couldn't stop laughing at that either.
No, it was absolutely
So I am
bonkers.
sorry to these men, but that's all I got, girl.
No,
I go,
really.
my last note from this match is Godwin's win, but I couldn't tell you how.
100%. And they
And
did
I'm
with the
sorry to
clothesline.
this man.
And then they followed up with some post-match buckets. So
The Buckeats.
what are you gonna do?
And then who was complaining about getting hit with a buck? Oh, the whole match came about from getting hit with a bucket, and Xavier goes, "Yeah, but they do that to everybody.
Right.
You're that mad? Everybody's got hit with the bucket. That's the Godwin specialty,
No, 100%. And then you were like, Sonny's had like human fluid in it. And you were
y'all." I
like,
said Sonny got slopped with literally like unmentionables,
right,
and she's just fine.
right.
She's not out here hosting grudge
Just
matches.
fine is generous considering she's in prison. But
She, oh my God, what a sin.
no,
Okay,
she's
so
just fine. You know what I mean? Like it's like when someone gives you like a horrible
and
example and you're
she's
like, I turned out okay. And you're like, oh,
actually okay. Is she has had like 17 DUIs and the final one was vehicular manslaughter, like
right.
second
So
degree murder.
right. So
Ooh, girl. Okay, so my bad. I meant in this era. She was
I
in her
know.
little pink
Yeah,
jumpsuit, whatever, but
yeah.
nah, no, 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 no. And it's
Right.
actually so funny. I almost bought I found like a vintage Sunny shirt on Depop and I almost bought it and then I was like, you know, I'm not gonna do that. Like she literally killed somebody
Right. I was like,
in prison. I'm gonna rest with that. But if anyone wants a vintage Sunny shirt and is willing to just take it there, there's a few on Depop.
LOL, that's
Can't
fantastic.
be me though. I
Uh, Gonna be me. All right, so
Insane.
that's going to take us into a backstage interview with Doc and the New Age Outlaws. Basically, the gist of their promo is them demanding respect. It was essentially they both said the same thing, just change my words a little bit. But that
No,
that was the
literally.
gist. And then they were talking about like, oh, like people say like we went too far, and they're like they don't know what too far is, and you're like, okay, maybe like locking someone in a metal canister and then throwing them off of a ledge might be considered too far.
Listen,
If you could like write that one down.
yeah, you know what? You learned the line. Just remember, don't do that again. Commit that to memory. Move
Thank you.
along.
So next we have Jeff Jarrett and all of the remaining members of the the NWA taking on
That
Bradshaw.
Texas slab of beef is what
Amen.
they literally called him. They're like, "You want to talk about a Texas slab of meat, Bradshaw?" They like introduced him, and I was like,
And I know that's right.
"Okay,
And I know
I love
that's right.
Texas slab of meat. He is all legs. He's
Of
like a
course.
frog."
Let him
Mm,
know. Let him know.
all right.
So, Jeff Jarrett, of course, flanked by everybody, is told that everybody on his little roster that does not have a manager's license, aka everybody that is not Jim
Jim
Cornette,
Cornette.
cannot be out there. Therefore, they have to hike it on back. Thank you. Thank you for coming out. Thank you for reminding us that you no longer really work. Now take it to the back. So love to see it. Thank you.
Love to
Maybe
see
we'll
it.
have an actual one-on-one contest.
Thank
Um,
God. And Bradshaw also came out with like a bullwhip or something, and he came out and he or like a whatever it
Bull
was, and he
rope.
came out, yes, and like whatever. And I just want to shout out this absolute iconic woman. They like randomly after that happened, like zoom in on this like older woman's face in the crowd, and she's literally like this.
Just mean mug and clapping above her head.
Mean mugging, like,
Just could
and I was
not be
like,
more
me
into
too,
what's happening.
girl. Me
Yeah,
too, legend,
absolutely.
icon, thank you.
Speaking of, Bradshaw starts the match by like smacking Jeff Jarrett with his chaps. There's
Which
something about that really killed me. I was
that
like,
leather on the back.
so crazy.
So
Um
insane. And the referee was just like,
no,
like, didn't he didn't care. He was like, all right.
oh oops. Bradshaw's big boot is A1. Just throwing that out
Mm,
there.
yeah.
That funny little moment with Cornette hugging Jeff Jarrett on the outside before that getting like absolutely like broken up. You didn't see that?
No.
Oh, there's this like funny moment where Jeff Jarrett's like on the outside like hugging like Cornette, and then Bradshaw comes out like basically it's just like what is happening here, and then like grabs Jarrett.
Oh my, I might have been writing down what JR said about Cornette. Where
Please
he
do.
goes,
Oh,
Gene Cornette is look at that hideous mama's boy. It's Mr. Polyester. Like
mm,
in one sentence,
one
called him a hideous mama's boy, which also, what indication have we ever gotten that Cornette is a mama's boy? Like, does
no
he ever
nowhere.
talk?
That's
Like,
just
he just said
personal.
energetically, he's a mama's boy. He
That's
gives mama's boy that big, hideous mama's boy, Mr. Polyester.
and like
It was like,
no.
like,
I
just
love it.
no
And I love that
shot.
they're like friends. So like this just makes it even funnier.
Oh, it's so funny because I know if I was not listening, that would be the way you would roast me. You'd be like, "Oh, and there she is, Miss Thing," or
No, 100%. At one point during the match, Bradshaw has like a wide, powerful base, and they just kept talking about it, and I was like, "Girl, I know he does."
I know he
Uh,
does.
Cornette, of course, is making his racket known throughout many points in the match. Bradshaw hitting us with a fall away slam, a power bomb,
Hmm.
A1.
He's really
Um,
coming into himself.
100%. Cornette at one point is dragged into the ring. He collides with Jarrett. Jarrett goes to like use the racket. Of course, the one time in the history of wrestling, the referee actually sees
I
Jeff
was
Jarrett use the
shocked.
racket
I
and
was
calls for the
shocked.
disqualification. So
It was I could not believe it because I was like, here we go. He's gonna slap him with the racket and and then the ref was like, excuse me? And I was like, you saw that? I was
Did
like,
that actually just
oh
happen? I thought you
my God.
never saw that.
You guys see that. Very exciting.
Very exciting. So Bradshaw wins the match, doesn't win the title, and of course is then attacked by all members of the NWA. It's a 4-on-1 situation into until our boys, the Legion of Doom, come out and save the day. We love to see it.
I love to see LOD. I mean, I
I
didn't
would
know they
I
were
would
that
love to
invested.
see me either, but I feel like they kind of like wherever there are wrongs to be righted, I just feel like they're kind of somewhere, you
And
know?
those are my homies. I love LOD.
So, very good, very nice. Love to see them. Next, we have a backstage interview with China or with Triple H in China. And basically the gist of it magazine is everybody wants to be in DX. And
Mm.
we are just so popular. Our shit don't stank. We're so funny. We're so talented.
The phones are
Uh,
ringing off the hook.
100%. My phone, Shawn's phone. Yeah, he's going nuts. Um, and then he's like, actually, I thought about it, and turns out like no one's good enough. Like, crazy. So we're just gonna go it alone. And then Michael Cole's like, aren't they just gonna like give you a partner? And he's like, oh yeah, well, sure, I guess if that's the case. Seems the gist of every interview that we have seen from the opposing team is they don't really give a shit who the other person is. None of them, all four members during their interviews were like, actually, turns out don't care.
And
Um,
they just really know how to make a girl feel good. I bet
right,
Savio Vega is really feeling himself.
right,
Nobody
100%.
gives a fuck here. Oh,
No,
sorry.
no, literally, they were like, don't care.
Don't care. Somebody's gonna come out here and we don't care who it is. And he was just like, okay, like
Yay.
great. He came out there with way more energy than he was
Given
lauded.
for
Like,
sure.
yeah.
So next we have the Nation of Domination being interviewed by Doc. And he's finally asking about the dissension in the nation, finally
Thank
spoke it
God.
into the ether.
The hard hitting questions.
And
Thank you, Doc.
then he goes, which this is 100% a leading question. He goes, let's ask the leader of the nation, and then pauses. And then
And
of
Doc,
course,
you're a messy girl, and I like that about you.
no
You stir that
100%.
pot.
And of course, The Rock starts to speak first before getting cut off by Farouk. And Farouk's like, you better stop talking before I smack you. I pull rank here. We're gonna go out there and show everybody that I pull rank here, this, that, and the other. And basically it's like fall in line or face the consequences. Not that we've seen that many consequences.
Hmm.
But still. So basically the dissension is real. And
Girl, I don't even know how they're still. I don't know. It's not looking good.
it's not looking
And it hasn't been for a long time.
good. So
I'm just gonna
next
say it.
we have the Nation of Domination taking on Ken Shamrock, Ahmed Johnson, and the Disciples of the Apocalypse.
The
Uh
war of attrition.
yeah. Yeah, they made it sound like this was going to be
So
like just like
drama.
an elimination match a la Survivor Series, but it wasn't. It
It
was it was still
wasn't.
one follow finish. So
Yeah.
this one was fun. It's chaotic when you have these like many men matches. We have this moment which I think is going to be the start of a little feud between Mark Henry and Ahmed Johnson, maybe, because Henry
Mm.
specifically called out Ahmed Johnson in the match. I love D'Lo. Just
Love
saying
D'Lo. We
again,
always have.
unsung hero. Um, uh, yeah, just called outs from D'Lo in this match. The missed moonsault, absolute insanity.
Ugh,
The splash on Animal, that was brutal.
brutal.
Just
The shit
general
talking he does.
generally taking the beating of the nation.
Selling like a mofo too.
100%.
So good. We see you, D'Lo. We
Um,
salute you, sir.
Jerry makes a good point on commentary, and
Shocking.
because I know because JR is talking about how Farouk is the leader of the nation, and Jerry goes, I don't know, man. The Rock has the gold, like he's the champion, and then he goes, and then JR goes like, well, the leader spoke in that interview, and he's like, well, it's one thing being the spokesperson of the nation, and it's another thing being the leader of the nation. And I was like, okay, Jerry,
Okay, Jerry, politicking.
I'll give it to you. I'll give it to
I
you.
like that.
Because I
Come on,
agree.
Jerry.
I agree. I agree.
100%. It's so true.
We think, for the most part, it seems like Farouk and The Rock are working pretty nicely together. Especially considering they're like the most of the tags between the nation team are between them two. Of course, The Rock hits us with what will be the people's elbow.
It's so good.
I have a note that just says Rocky's ass. And
Oh,
that's
because where he was standing
how
on
he
the
was
apron,
standing.
how he was standing, he knew what he was doing.
Right. He
And he's
said,
just got like those that leg to ass to everything ratio
right.
is just fierce.
Yeah, he knew how he was standing, and he knew he was facing the hard cam. Um, all
And good
10,
for him.
right, 100%. He said this camera's not moving, and they will always come back to it. Give me a little dump pout to the left.
Let me pop the hip.
So of course, at one point, all 10 men start feuding, as is inevitable in these matches. And during the hubbub of the craziness, The Rock is left in the ring with Ken Shamrock. Ken Shamrock hits the belly to belly, hits The Rock with the ankle lock. The Rock taps out. Ooh, girl.
Girl.
Continuing their feud, which I'm will most likely go all the way to WrestleMania.
Thank
Um,
God.
and so he picks up a much needed victory over The Rock and the Nation. And so him and his team make their way out. And this gets to the interesting part. The
Insane.
Rock immediately starts blaming Farouk for not doing anything about what just happened in the ring. They start beefing. They start shoving each other, getting in each other's faces.
Girl.
At one point, D'Lo gets smacked because, of course, he does. And
Always.
100%. So they're beefing. They're trying to like Kama and Mark Henry are trying to like calm everything down. The Rock's like walking up the ramp. And then Farouk's like, I don't know where you think you're going. You better get your ass back here, and makes everybody like get in line. And like
Girl.
there's like this awkward moment where they're all like standing and like waiting to do the salute, and like none of them look like they want to be there. It's crazy.
I really thought this was going to be
Falling
it.
apart, falling apart.
I really thought this was going to be it. I'm like, I literally wrote, girl, how is NOD still together? I literally don't even know because it even felt like D'Lo was defending Rocky and then like everybody like it got so chaotic and I was like Rocky's walking away like is this him leaving the nation, is this it, whatever, and I was shocked when he
Right.
walked back. I did not see that coming in the slightest. Like I have no idea how, why, when, wherever they are still together. I do
No.
not know. Girl,
Well,
break up.
we're barreling towards it, girl. So we have an interview with Stone Cold. Essentially, he's asked about what's it like being back in Texas, and
Mm,
he's like, "It's fun to kick ass anywhere, but it's if you do it in Texas, it's even better." So that's basically the gist of it. He also doesn't care who his opponent is. So, short and sweet.
love to see it.
So that is going to take us into our next match, which was really, for me, the highlight of the night, which is Kane taking on Vader. We are treated to a nice little video package on both of them, starting off with Vader. You get the mastodon, all that great stuff. And then they
Mm-hmm.
hit us with that like monster movie angles and cuts to the Kane video package. Kane's side eye is absolutely cunty,
Uh,
unmatched.
he was literally like
Right. It's so good.
fierce.
So good.
Incredible.
And then they showed this little like clip from last week where Vader, or rather, Kane is burning a Vader clock. And I, again, Netflix, you bitch, you stupid flop. Um, uh,
Would have loved to have seen it. Also, I would love to own a Vader clock.
100%.
I need that bad. It's Vader time and it's a clock. I need that
Thank
bad.
you.
I need
Thank
that
you.
bad. If anyone knows where I can get one or is willing to make one, let me know.
Let me know. Thanks. Point us in the right direction, please.
Yes.
Um, this is amazing. This match is great. Vader's like legit punching Kane in the face like the whole time.
I
Just
love
like the
Vader.
whole time. I think he
That's
was
my
like,
friend.
I think he was like, if I'm gonna go down and I'm gonna go down this bad, like I'm gonna get my shots in.
And
Uh,
it's so true because how often does Vader face somebody so like basically bigger than him?
right.
Like, my God. So he was like, I'm gonna get my licks in because I can. So
Well, and it really is like the first. It's interesting because Vader doesn't like fight up to people, doesn't like punch up, like
because he's
he
cause he
doesn't have
big.
to.
Cause he
So this
big.
was kind of it was a very interesting match in that regard. Um, Crazy. Kane basically like never left his feet the whole time, like
Insane.
getting knocked out of the ring, never left his feet, like getting like launched into the ring post, never left his feet. Like it's
He's an unstoppable force and meets an immovable object.
mm,
I don't know. But
absolutely
I
bonkers.
also, and maybe it's because normally he wrestles, if he does come out and make an appearance, is under the red light. And I knew he was big and I knew he was jacked, but in the regular lighting of a wrestling match, I was like, Jesus, that
Big
man is
boy.
ripped. His muscles are crazy.
Yeah, he's
Oh,
huge.
he's so big.
Yeah, he's a massive,
God.
massive man.
Yeah,
Um, so the commentary team makes sure that we know that Paul Bear is the, the caretaker figure in Kane's life, all that good stuff. Just
right.
we gotta make sure we get the story points in there. Um, Vader hits the Vader moonsault on Kane, which is
Wow.
absolute insanity.
And I had a feeling there was going to be a moonsault because they talked about it a lot in the promo, and I was like, please let there be a moonsault on Kane, at least an attempt. Like, I just
Right.
love to see when that big man flip.
Crazy.
I love him.
Kane sits up.
Kane
Absolutely.
sits up from the Vader moonsault. Mama.
Yes, so good. It's
You what do you
insane.
what do you bring a gun next time? I don't know.
No,
Bring
actually,
bring a wizard. Like
like
bring
you
to
gotta do
trap him in ice. Like I don't know.
you gotta do something.
Bring the ring from Lord of the Rings.
You're gonna
Bring
have to do something more creative because clearly a 450 pound man launching himself backwards onto another 320-pound man is not enough.
it's 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 ha ha he he. It's
Crazy.
goofball hour.
Okay, apparently. So, Vader then goes to his tried and true extinguisher, which he's been using for the last couple of weeks on Kane. Get it, fire extinguisher, huh?
Ha 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 ha
And
ha.
then follows that up with a power bomb on Kane. Also bonkers.
Power bomb on Kane.
Crazy.
How he even do that?
And then he sits up. And then he sits up because he's like a zombie. Kane sits up, hits Vader with a choke slam, follows that up with a tombstone. Kane picks up the victory, and then, because that's not enough, Kane having a toolbox throughout the match got exposed from underneath the ring while Vader was
Mm.
looking for the fire extinguisher.
I forgot
Kane
about
reaches
this.
into the fire extinguisher, grabs like the most cartoonishly
Comically
large
large.
wrench
Comically large
you've ever
wrench.
seen, and just walks up to Vader and bashes his face in. Just bashes his face in with a wrench.
And the thing is, the hit, the connection, like it I was like, please God, let that be a fake wrench. Cause he really swung it and beamed him in the face with it. And it was like we said, like comically large, looked really diesel and scary. And I was like,
Right.
I know they make really good like props that look real, like with the paint and whatever. I was like, please God, let that have been a fake wrench, because otherwise I'm pretty sure Vader is dead. Like or we'll never see again. Like, I don't know, cheek face, like whole face broken. And on the commentary team, they were like, I'm not trying to frighten Vader's family back home. I'm not trying to frighten the listeners, but it literally looks like his face is caved in.
Right. Oops.
Oh, his face is just caved in from it
No
from the
worries.
from the wrench.
No
From
worries
the
though.
And apparently like Commissioner Slaughter came out and like grabbed the wrench as evidence.
Right. Okay.
Right. And where were you to stop the wrench, Commissioner
Evidence, as if
Slaughter?
it wasn't on national television,
Yeah, as if we
as if
didn't
it
see the
wasn't like,
footage.
right, as if it wasn't like happening in real time. Crazy, crazy,
Insane.
crazy, crazy. And there's 16,000 witnesses. Um,
Where I,
so bonkers. I love this. I love um, if it just adds to the lore of Kane that much more to just be like,
yes. And what I loved
who,
about
who's gonna
this,
stop this man?
yes, because what I also loved about this is that Undertaker didn't come out. And I actually was hoping he didn't, not because I don't want to see him, but because I was like, it would be kind of weird if he came out. It's not like he has allegiance to Vader. He definitely doesn't have, at least at this time, have allegiance to Kane. I would be shocked if he'd be like, that's still my homie after being lit on fire or like
Yeah,
whatever
yeah, yeah.
happened. But I kind of like that Kane had like this standalone, no influence of the Undertaker, no like Undertaker appearing, like it was just him as Kane.
Right.
That, and obviously there will always be like when you see Kane you think of Undertaker, right? And when you see Undertaker now you kind of think of Kane. That'll always be. But I liked that this was this kind of standalone moment for him versus somebody else who is such an icon to
Right.
me. Like I thought it was really, really great.
Yeah, love to see it. And
Insane.
adds to the lore. Rest up, Vader. We'll see you soon.
Girl,
Um,
I better see you soon. I'm trying to throw up the bees. He really grew on me so bad.
I know.
It's
I know,
crazy.
girl. So next, at some point we gotta watch those Boy Meets World episodes that he's on because it's just so funny.
I would
Um,
love to do that. That would be so
um,
fun.
yeah, yeah, we'll discuss. So next, is our main event. It is our eight-man tag, Triple H, the New Age Outlaws, and Savio Vega taking on Stone Cold, excuse me, Steve Austin, Owen Hart, Cactus Jack, and Chainsaw Charlie. But we are treated to a little video package, and basically it's kind of like an interwoven, like how all of these people's stories kind of like interweave with each other, like how
Mm,
we kind of got here.
how we got here.
Yeah,
Thank God.
because it is chaotic and this whole match is absolute chaos. From the rip, it's trash can lids and cookie sheets, and Triple H is getting choked with a mop and is getting it broken over his back. I've never seen so many unprotected chair shots. Like just
Tables, chairs,
the,
tables, anything
the
you
New
could
Age
think.
Outlaws power bomb Chainsaw Charlie through two chairs that were propped up. Then they pile drive him onto a trash can lid. Stone Cold Steve Austin throws a trash can at a velocity. Really
Oh
not
my,
meant for
that was the
for
funniest thing.
humans. He whips a trash can at Billy Gunn's head.
But the
Like
thing is,
whips it.
he was so like it starts with everyone just starts fighting. And so I was like, is this how it's gonna go? It's like the Chicago street fight, like everyone just gets to fight of their own free will, no rules. And then somehow like
It
the
became a
ref
match.
it became a match, and like so Stone Cold was like not in the match. And like a garbage can just happened to come his way, and he just like saw an opportunity and from outside the ring just whipped it, and it just took Billy Gunn right out. It was so fierce. I cracked up.
It's so good.
So unexpected. He was just like, all right. Incredible. It was so
Amazing.
funny.
Bonkers. At one point, Cactus is has the double mandible on the New Age Outlaws, only
Blech.
for Triple H to come and hit him with the low blow. And then they wrap Cactus Jack up in barbed wire.
Girl.
Crazy. And then it doesn't stop there because they wrap him up in barbed wire and then start beating him with chairs because why
They throw
not?
him into a table, like they prop up, like, oh no, they prop up a chair. You're right.
Yeah.
But it was crazy how Savio Vega came out with the bar. He had like gloves, like he wore like little protective gloves, and he like was like, let me trim this tree, like let
Right.
me
It was
like wrap up.
so,
Doo, doo, doo. They put it in his mouth.
yeah.
They put it in his mouth.
Yeah.
The barbed wire,
Gross.
like a horse bit,
Gross.
and no like it.
I don't like it.
It's
Mm.
no.
At one point, Billy accidentally hits the road dog with a steel chair shot when he was aiming for Cactus. Crazy, crazy, because that shot was brutal.
Vicious.
The chair was
Vicious.
bent. Um, so after the missed chair shot, that allows Cactus Jack to finally get the tag to Stone Cold Steve Austin. Stone Cold Steve Austin goes absolutely buck wild in the last like 2 minutes of this match, kicks everybody's ass,
Destroys everyone.
stuns the Road Dog, pins him, and then stuns Billy Gunn just for coming in and talking shit like right after the match. It was beautiful. It was amazing.
I did not expect it to end like I
So
expected Stone
abruptly.
yes, I expected Stone Cold to get the win probably, but he kind of I felt like he just got in, but is it because he's still like
No, I just think it was just like let's bring it home. Like it was
word?
chaotic enough.
All right. I mean, no, it certainly was. I mean, it was like people were throwing lids like discuses and
Mm,
throwing people out of the ring into the ring. It was so crazy. I literally,
bonkers.
I think my like one main note for this was I can't even keep track of what's happening. Girl, everybody fighting.
Everybody.
Everybody
So
fighting,
as
girl.
Stone Cold is celebrating his victory, China shows up in the ring and they have themselves a little stare down. They're like, okay. Stone Cold looks at her, bad mouth her and like, okay. China shoves him. One. He's like, all right. Hmm. Takes a sec, whatever, turns around, goes to the other side of the audience, like blah blah, turns around, she's there again, shoves him one more time. He's like, okay, all right, how about that? So then he goes to just leave the ring, just goes to leave the ring, and she taps him on the shoulder and double flips him off because he did that to her on his way into the ring.
Oh
So that
yeah.
was her returning the favor.
Mm-hmm.
And then he goes, you know what? Actually, enough's enough. Stuns her in the middle of the ring. Just drops China right there.
Oh, my baby, my sweet China. Why would you do this?
Because
And here's the thing though, at first it made me upset because I was like, I love China so much. I don't want this to happen to her. But at the same time, I'm like, that's a bad bitch and she'll take a bump. She'll take a stunner. She'll get in there
100%.
and fight for her friends. And guess what? She should have been the fourth person, and I can said it.
Yeah.
I love Savio Vega. I do. And did he really get in there? He certainly did. Like
Savi's always down to fight. We know
he's
this.
always down to fight. We've always said this. He's savvy with the hands. He's waiting. We've said this in the rafters to descend and enter the fray.
Right.
So, am I surprised we saw him? I guess
No.
not. But I feel like that would have been a really fierce way because we know China starts wrestling at some point. That would have been such a fierce way to bring her into the fold. I
Right.
feel like I just think it would have been fierce, but I guess getting her in at the end, returning the favor with the double bird after she got like Stone Cold, like entered, like did his woo on the corner, walked over to her specifically, double bird, then went over to the other side.
Right.
So it felt personal. Also,
And to be fair, she gets involved a lot. So,
she do. And you know what? Again, like she can hang. She is that bitch. She is the cyborg half demigod, like or
right.
demigod cyborg, whatever,
Right.
like angel. I just love her so much. So anytime anything happens to her, I'm like, how dare you?
Right.
That's my friend.
Love that.
I
Love
love
that.
her. Love her bad.
So I don't know if this cleared up anything on our road to WrestleMania
Not at
14.
all. If
I
anything, it added 17 more ingredients I didn't know, and now all the flavors are very confused, even though it is delicious, but I am confused.
right. So we will see what is happening. No, honestly,
If
uh,
Netflix lets us.
if Netflix lets us, if not, who knows? The next episode might be WrestleMania 14. So,
Girl,
so for Kelsey, I am Xavier. This has been another episode of the New to Wrestling podcast. Everybody, thank you for listening, subscribing, commenting, all of those wonderful things wherever you find us. If you find yourself in the Jersey, Pennsylvania, New York area and would like to see a fun wrestling show, Memorial Day weekend, Anniversary 8, a Jurassic Celebration tribute to Vince Steele, is being put on by Shadow Wrestling Alliance and Bree Combination Wrestling in, is it Ridgefield? What is it?
Richfield Park at
Thank
the
you.
Mecca.
At the Mecca. And we will be there. And if you want to say hi, all that fun stuff, we will be enjoying the event. And that's it. I'm going to stop rambling. Good night, everybody.
Good night. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.